Good morning. My name is Bianca Beck. I'm the Middle East Marketing Manager. And on behalf of Sovereign Business Hub, I'd like to welcome you to today's training, where our regional IT manager, Nusri, will be taking us through a demonstration and introduction to Microsoft Copilot. I'm not sure if any of you are currently users of Microsoft Office or any of their products, but or if you're looking to take the plunge maybe to maximize the functions that Copilot can offer your business. Throughout the session, you are welcome to add questions to the chat or the Q&A, and we will try and get to them towards the end. But yeah, we're just going to talk you through some of the key functions and key features. So Nusri, over to you.
Thank you so much, Bianca. Morning all. Thank you for joining the training session. Like Bianca mentioned, my name is Nuz, and I work as a regional IT manager at Sovereign Group. And in this week presentation or training session, we'll be discussing some key feature of Microsoft Copilot. Probably you may have heard about it before. So generally speaking, there are numerous levels of types of AI tool available on the internet world. So one of the primary tool which which is familiar for everyone is the ChatGPT, quite famous everywhere. So you talk to everyone, everybody's talking about ChatGPT. And also the most common or the recent one which made a significant impact recently, which is a DeepSeek. That is another like most sophisticated AI tool. So given the variety of AI tools available online, today we would like to highlight a few key features that is which are available on Microsoft Copilot, like kind of like what I mean, like how do I say like it's Microsoft Copilot performs similar tasks, but like all other AI, but it is specifically tailored for business model and the organizational structure. So ultimately, the Copilot app was like launched by Microsoft, because that's why the name comes as Microsoft Copilot. And again, it's powered by an AI engine that runs on top of Microsoft AI engine systems. Sorry, AI engine systems. And also Microsoft Copilot offers like ideally two versions. So one is a paid version, and ultimately we also have a free version. So if you already have an M365 or Microsoft 365 account, you probably may have experienced or have been seeing the free version all the time, unless you have an paid license that giving you an access to a premium version of Microsoft Copilot system. So in today's session, we'll be discussing the options that Microsoft provides to business through the Copilot free version. So we are not going to discuss the premium version at this stage. So hopefully we can set up another training session and invite you all to see what are the key features that is available on a premium version of Microsoft Copilot. But today's training is all about what are the maximum benefit we can get out of the free version. So throughout this training session, so just to give you an understanding of how we can utilize the like all other AI tools, but like business focused, how on a business focused level, how we can utilize the Microsoft Office Copilot app from a business perspective. So therefore, I'm just going to run a few chat commands to see how we can effectively utilize the Microsoft Copilot free version from a business perspective. So as you already can see on my screen, so ideally, I have got access to both premium and then the free version of Microsoft Copilot. So throughout this period, during the sessions, I'll be addressing Microsoft Copilot. So technically, I'm addressing to the free version. So even though we have, and like I mentioned, there's a premium version that is available, but like when I'm referring to Microsoft Copilot, ideally I'm referring to the free version that is available on the internet world. So if you are already an M365 or Microsoft 365 user, so when you get into your technically Edge browser, Microsoft Edge browser, so it could be like quite different when it's come to an user who is on an Apple computer that runs on iOS. So here we are giving a full-fledged scenario of an Windows operating system with Edge, but that contains an Edge browser, obviously. So so by default now all the new Microsoft Edge browser that comes with the latest Windows function, as well as I think probably on the Windows 10, probably you'll also find the Edge with the Microsoft Copilot supports. But like overall, what I'm trying to say is like if you are already an M365 user, so when you launch your browser, what do you call your portal, M365 portal, ideally you will be land to and such a dashboard. Well, it's not dashboard actually, like it's your kind of like landing place to your Office 365 or M365 portal, where you will initially get to see your Microsoft Copilot app eventually, along with the access to all your other application online. So there are like a few ways that where you can access Office 365 Microsoft Copilot. So number one, like I said, you can access it through, if you are already an existing M365 user, you can access it through your portal directly, or the Microsoft Edge also provide an option that that is comes as a plugin. Yeah, so of Microsoft Copilot is come as a plugin that is attached or inbuilt within your Edge browser. And also you may have noticed if you are a Windows user who has probably Windows 11, I haven't seen it much on Windows 10, but on Windows 11 it comes as a default software that include within the OS directly. So and then the final option would be where you can able to access your Microsoft 365 app through your team. So again, like if you are already an existing M365 user or Office 365 user, you will probably able to install quite easy installation process through the Teams marketplace. You can install the Microsoft Copilot app directly to your Teams. So if you are not a Microsoft 365 user at all, you can find Copilot directly on your in the internet world. Ideally, again, that will be a free version, and later on, if you're happy, or if you're looking to upgrade it yourself, you can always go and purchase a valid license that will give you an enhanced experience to use some premium functions of the Copilot features. All right, so I'm just going to crack on a few stuff with the, like I said, with the free versions. So we want to see, like, before we invest some money onto the premium version, what are the benefits that we can extract to the Microsoft 365 Copilot free version. So also for this demonstration, I'll be using my M365 account. So that's how, like, when I browse across to, for example, portal. This is one of the easiest and quite quite short URL that you can always remember if you are an M365 user. Browse to access to your Office 365 portal. So all you have to type is portal.office.com, and then you will be landed on your Office 365 portal along with the landing page to Microsoft Copilot. So if you are already an M365 user, probably you can also try to browse across with me, or if not, that's perfectly fine. You can just watch and understand like how it functions. So ideally, if you are an M365 user, you probably don't see the option that it says here work. Because like unless if you have a premium license for M365 Copilot, usually it comes with web, which refers to find anything on the internet world. But where is in work, which is the premium version of Microsoft Copilot, so where you can get or make more interaction with your work related, such as finding your email, managing your task, and composing emails, summarizing your emails, extracting data. Let's talk about like capturing meeting minutes through your Teams meetings, and yeah, there are multiple stuff. Also, you can one of the key or the fun point of the premium version is it comes with the Copilot Studio, where you can create your own Microsoft agent for your or customized agent for your business. So anyway, like we're not going to look into that feature on this session, but like all our focus is on how, what are the maximum benefit we can get through and free Office 365 Copilot version. Yeah. All right. So to begin with the training, like I said, you can always browse across to portal.office.com. So and then you will be end up if you are an M365 user. So you will be launched or landed to your Microsoft portal, and with the welcome screen like this, and it got also got like a little chat bot where you can type or raise your questions, and then you can also speak to, like, you can start detecting your voice, as long as if your computers are allowed to listen to the app. And also you can do some, like, upload some contents, and if in case, like, if you want to summarize information through your document, or if you want, like, extract details or do some formatting, you can still upload some document and give some command, like we always do with the other GPT tools, and then extract the data. So I'm just going to, like, run few script which I have already drafted, and to see the how it behave and what sort of an information that we can extract through the Copilot, using the Microsoft Copilot free version. So to begin with, so I'm just going to paste and questions like, tell me something about elephant. So this elephant project is quite famous with me. Like, I'm just using this example because I can really match this sort of, like, and a business requirement. So I'm going to ask the Copilot to tell me something about the elephants. So like a normal search that I do, and then it's give me, like all other AI, it gives me the information based on the internet research world, and also using its own AI libraries about the elephant. So this is really cool. And along the side, it also gives me some pretty fun narratives where I can just, like, if it's really helpful for me, yeah, where I can go with, like, the suggestions with here, in case if I want to find, like, if I'm not finding the right data what I'm looking for, I can always go and add suggested narratives, or I can also use some predefined prompts where I can either I can predefine them, or I can still find them within the Microsoft prompt gallery. All right, so I feel like the amount of information that Copilot replied is sufficient for me. So therefore, I'm satisfied. Before I move to next questions, so I would like to share this information with one of my colleagues. So normally, like, if you take an GPT engine, unless if you are if you have, like, a sort of like a premium version, sometimes it's quite, or if you don't have your colleagues within your GPT environment, it could be, like, quite difficult for you to share these informations with your colleague. But given the scenarios, like on a business case, so where all the stuff are definitely on Microsoft 365, yeah, and then in case if you're working like a team, and then everybody's doing their own research to come up with a project plan, for example, you need to extract and share this information with your colleague. So in order to do that, in general speaking, either we will just extract these informations through with the use of GPT or Microsoft Office 365 like this, through an AI tool, and then we will either copy paste to a document and then send it across to a colleague. But in this case, what Microsoft provides us is it gives you an option where we can share this content, like on a live search with one of our colleagues. So still, like, it provides some information to copy the response, which means, like, you can copy and paste it, and also you can open in a Word directly, which means, like, provided you have an M365 account where you can extract this data directly into an Word document, and then therefore you can share this Word document with your colleague or whoever the team members you are working on this and on a case of a research, and that is done. But, like, what is also quite cool is you can share this as something called Microsoft Page. So give me 2 seconds. Right. So if I go here, sorry, wait. No, looking for an option. Hmm. Sorry, sorry, it was right there. All right, so this little pencil icon, yeah. I didn't notice that. I thought something else. So ideally, I have my content here now. I would like to share directly with one of my colleagues. Yeah. So all I have to do is without going through a Word document, I just want to straight away share this content with one of my colleagues. So therefore, all I have to do is simply click on Edit on Page. So this information will be put into something called Microsoft Pages. Now, where I have more flexibility, where I can invite someone from my team to collaborate with this research. So, for example, so Bianca, my colleague, he's here in the call, in the training. So all I have to do is, if I want to invite Bianca, all I have to do is I just simply give her an access to the share option. So upload, or either I can just copy and paste this link with Bianca, or I can directly invite Bianca to these pages. I'm going to do that.
And Nuz, would that feature, I mean, obviously, if you're part of the same organization, it probably is easier. But if you wanted to share out with an external participant, would they be able to edit and view the same way?
Yeah, that's right. So ideally, you can invite like, all right. So yeah, so that's come along to how your Office 365 account is being set up by your organization. So for this purpose, like, we haven't set it up for share the content with outsiders. In that case, like, we will have to convert it to a Word document, and then you will have to share the content with your colleague who is working externally. But like, given the scenario that your team is like working for the same business, ideally you can directly invite them to use of this content. So for example, like, sorry, let me show that again. So ideally I'll go to share and then click on page as a link, or you can even choose the other option, and then all I have to do is type the name of the person. So for example, if I add you here, and then I can set your access right, whether to can edit or can view only, because like, after you are doing all your research, you may also want to add some content to here. So in case if you don't want anybody to remove your content, you can always just to select on the settings, like what sort of like a permission you want to give it to your colleague. And then in case if you want to set up an expiry date, that option also possible in case if you forget to remove the access later on, or it's coming down to what sort of a case you are dealing with. So you can still have the option to do an expiry date or not. So given that, like, we are working on the same organization, and again, like I said, like, you can, from your main M365 settings, you can enable this option to share with outsiders as well, outside of your business. Yeah. So, but like in our case, like I said, we haven't enabled that option, so which means, like, it's only work within the business. Cool. So did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right. So all I have to do is apply, and then there will be an invitation that goes to Bianca, and then that will give an ability to receive that invitation and open this chat. The pages, find that I have on my pages through her computer. So which means, like, we're both now working on the same project based on the information that I extract from Office 365 or Copilot.
So searching from Copilot web view, like you've done there, do they
Yeah.
pull from very similar sources to what ChatGPT would?
So ideally, every search Copilot, not sorry, every AI engine have their own libraries. So when it's come to the search results, it may differ. So yeah, it's like a human brain, person to person, it may differ, the way of thinking and way of the resources that they have. So so I'm not like arguing what is best here, right? So whether it's ChatGPT or like Copilot, but ideally it's coming down to the business, like what is business needs. If they are already on Office 365, they can clearly, without spending like extra cost, they can still utilize Copilot free. And whereas in other cases, there must be like users who are more into ChatGPT or any other AI tool that is available in the market, where they can go ahead and subscribe. So I think it's coming down to the business requirement.
Yeah, and then the function of course, that you just showed us about sharing with people in your organization to kind of work on Project
Yeah.
Collaborative is an additional great feature, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. And again, like, like most of the business use Microsoft as their business application. We also have Google Apps. I also have experience with Google Apps as well. But and given, for example, like organization like us, like we are on Office or Microsoft 365 services. In that case, like we are having questions about, for example, like when it's come to AI world, who is dealing with our data, the information that providing, because these AI engines are very capable of understanding and behave based on the human nature, because like individually they have the ability to understand what is who is the user they are dealing with. Yeah. So in that case, we have to be careful when it's come to submit the information to an unknown AI engine. So that's where Microsoft Copilot play a secure role, because we already utilizing microservices as a trusted service provider, where we save all our, like, generally speaking, all our confidential data with Microsoft. So they are our kind of like a repository for all our, whole business, engagement. So therefore, Microsoft Copilot would be an added feature here, where we don't have a headache of thinking about who's going to have access to our data, the information that we are sharing with the AI to get the what you call the result out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, that perfectly summed up the next question I was about to ask. So yes, well done.
Nice one. All right. So moving on with my further research. All right. So like I said, we are talking all about elephants today. Yeah. So moving on with my next question. So I'm going to ask the Copilot to, draft an Excel table with the average lifespan of the elephant across the globe. So ideally, what I'm trying to do is to get some data, display on my chat window. And then this can be like, directly where you can just, get a population directly on your what you call Copilot GPT, ChatGPT, what do you call the research, or you can still ask for an Excel table. Yeah. So ideally, now he is providing me an Excel spreadsheet along with the probably you may not be able to see this. Could please stop sharing, and then I will reshare my screen so you can see what I'm sharing, what I'm seeing here. Ideally, like you said, like you can see here. So it's direct me number of informations on an Excel table according to my questions. So if I want, like, based on the result that it gave me, if I want, like, add some more information to it, I can always go back and ask the questions here. So, but like all I want to show you here is from this example is, that Microsoft Copilot is capable enough, the free version is capable enough to extract details on Word or Excel or PowerPoint stuff. And also the good thing is, like, it's always come up with a source. So from where they find the information, which means, like, ideally we know, it's not just like pure internet world, but like ideally we know, like, that from the data from which part of the internet world or the AI engine of Microsoft Copilot, they extract the data. So I'm just going to quickly stop sharing my screen and from the table that I received. It's my Excel. Yeah. So can you confirm if you can see the Excel?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much. So ideally, it's give me what I asked for. So in general, based on the regional conditions, and then the average lifespan of the elephants, we could see, and also specifically, like, which sort of an elephant they are referring to. That's information is also, like, listed. But if I also want to add some other information into my findings, yes, I can always go back and ask Microsoft Copilot to add further details into into my questions, and then get them to generate the specific information that I needed. And later on, once you have everything into an Excel sheet, there you go. You have your own Excel techniques where you can play around with your data and then do work with all the filter what you need out of it. So through this example, what I was trying to do is to show you or demonstrate, like, how Microsoft Copilot is capable of extracting details from into an Excel or on a Word, even for a PowerPoint presentation. All right, so let's move on to my next question. So which is quite interesting. So Copilot is like not only Copilot, in general, like AI engine is capable enough to resolve complex mathematic questions, right? So we all know 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. Yeah, we can keep on going based on our calculator. But when it's come to a specific, like all the complex cases, like how do we solve? So we can still do some research through our search engine, but sometimes it may be quick quick win if we ask an AI engine to give us some approximate answer for the questions or the complex case that we are trying to resolve here. So what I'm going to ask is, I'm sure like there will be many football fans who support Liverpool may have joined this call. So my next question is, how many elephants could fit Anfield Stadium in Liverpool? So one of the I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm sure there are a lot more Liverpoolians in this session. So ideally, I'm just going to find.
You might lose some participants for making that comment.
Oh, no. All right, I'm not a Liverpoolian then. All right. So my next question is, it's a complex case. I just want to find out like how many elephants that could fit in Anfield Stadium in Liverpool. So let's see how Popeye is going to react to me. So of course, they are capable enough to understand, or because it has a fantastic AI engine to understand what you call okay, I need more information like this. All right, let me post the question again. All right, cool. So it says, okay, I received now a response. Yeah, so this is a complex question. So technically AI engine should pick up an average size of an elephant, and also it definitely need to go and find out wherever the information available at the internet, what is the size of this stadium. So accordingly, based on the number of square meter and then the square meter of an elephant, so ideally it's going to suggest me the field is approximately around 20,000 square meter. Not sure whether it's accurate or not, but based on the calculation that he has given, and then the parameter of and square meter of an elephant, so he says approximately if an elephant is 500 square meter, then ideally we can fit 40 elephants in the football field. So I'm not sure how accurate this is, but it's definitely should be able to we can verify these answers on a given scenario like this through an internet research as well. So ideally, it is capable enough for us to solve them quite specific complex mathematical issues. Likewise, we can also get some complex questions across the AI engine to find out from some reliable answer. So all this while, what I'm talking about about the elephant. So if you remember on the previous example here, we created a page and we shared this information with our colleagues. So any of this research you are doing through the AI, yeah. So you can still you have the ability to share with your colleagues based on your findings, etc. Cool. So I'm gonna move on to my next question. Also, if you may have noticed, each time when I post an questions, yeah, so it's still giving me the option of automated narrative information where I can go and do some further investigation. So in this case, I'm not gonna bother and go and ask question, but still for example, if I just pop up, what if space was doubled, yeah, and then it's an automatic narrative, so it's gonna prompt me the answer of double of this. So it's really helping us to drill down to the information. Sometimes if maybe may also not think okay, this may be relevant for us, but it's still AI based on this AI interaction with by the other users, still it's capable enough for us to give some automated prompt that it may think it's useful for us. All right, so next one is quite really cool. Yeah, so the Microsoft Copilot free version. So all this while we are talking about the benefit that we can take out of the free Copilot version. Yeah, so it's also good enough to create images, not video, not audio, but purely an image. So it's very rare where we will see and free engine would give us the capability of and free creating an ability. What do you call facility of creating images. So my next question I'm going to ask to create a realistic picture of Anfield Stadium filled with elephants. So I tried this yesterday and it gave me like two cool pictures. So I'm just trying to repost the same question to see what he's going to return to me. So ideally, so based on this, you can come up with your own idea to create an use of an image. So without spending much time on a professional tool, but if you want like a quick win, you utilize an AI engine like Microsoft Copilot to create your own images based on the requirement that you are posting. So I'm gonna take a few moments. So let's wait and see until then. Meantime,
Okay,
Bianca, do we have any questions?
Yeah, well, I do actually. While this is loading, what's the main difference between the web tab and the work tab? Would work tab, like the two function options that you have above, would work tab be searching from your organization's files rather?
So work tab is not something I'm looking to discuss, but answering to your questions, work tab is the premium version where you can utilize your Copilot work plus web. So it comes with both, to be honest. So
so that would search, for example, your SharePoint if you wanted to formulate something more specific.
Exactly.
Like, for example, use X client's proposal and modify the description to produce X.
Possibly we can do that. And also, work as in this is on the search engine case. So what we are looking at is the Microsoft Copilot, what you call the chat engine. So on that engine case, it does provide me the option to, like I mentioned, search anything within my Office 365 account. It may be emails, meetings, or even SharePoint. But on the other side, since this is a premium version, so this is also add some add-on to my all Office 365 apps. So if I open my Outlook, I would see a little Copilot add-on on my Office 365 Outlook. So where I can make use of drafting an email or summarizing an email, or even to search stuff within my Outlook. So because like when you search if you take an Outlook, so sometimes you may need to filter some specific data. So whereas in on Copilot Premium case, where you can just drill down to the exact information you need. And on the other side, there's a plugin for the plugin will be automatically attached to your Word and PowerPoint as well. So where you can make use of all your Word and Word as well as your PowerPoint requirement. And also something really as from a premium feature point of view, something more reliable is where you can connect all your meetings with Copilot app. So if you're on, for example, we have seen in some external tool that is available in the market, but when you have access to Microsoft Premium version, so you can always engage your Teams meeting along with your Copilot, where it will extract information for you. So ideally, each from a speech text recognition, it's keep a track of everybody's conversation, and then ideally you can ask Microsoft Copilot to fill the premium Copilot to fill the conversation of each participant provided. So ideally you can generate action points, meeting minutes, information like that. So which means you no longer need to keep a pen and a paper, and of course pen and a paper are the most valuable weapon in the world, I would say. But by still what I'm trying to say is you don't need to manually note down all your information on a piece of paper and then put it to a Word document to see okay, this will be our next meeting, agenda for the next meeting, or these are the meeting minutes that we need to discuss on the next meeting. So all you have to do is just ask the Copilot to give you the summary of the meeting and then the meeting minutes and the action points, then chuck it to a Word document or whatever the the template that you are using. You send it across the team, which is quite straightforward. So
it just integrates everything all together, I suppose.
Exactly. And on top of that, it also provides us an access to a creative library where you can set up your own agent. So for example, as you can see here, we got a couple of agents running within our business. One is ask Nina. So Nina is our regional HR manager. So she got like plenty of policies with her repository. So we just want to came up with an idea to develop an agent for our organization using those HR policy where that we're gonna cut down Nina's time spending answering everybody questions to individual every time.
So
all they
staff
have
could
to do
ask that function HR related questions with Nina, which have Nina's input, as opposed to her spending time answering everybody one-on-one. Okay, that's great.
Exactly.
Sorry, back to your demonstration.
No, so that comes along with the premium version. So that's like I said, we can definitely, because like the 1 hour that we have set up is not going to enough for us to go with the premium versions, but hopefully we can set up another training session if everybody's interested to go through the next level of the Copilot. All right, so going back to my, did I lost my conversation? All right, so that's another good thing. So now technically I have lost my, search. So if you can see here under conversation, it's keeping a track of everything that I'm doing. So initially my research is all about elephant. Yeah, I didn't do any other research. So there you go. So boom, it's all to keep a track of my, research that I have done previously. Should be able to find my, okay. Let me try again my questions.
Yeah, I saw the image being generated, so it did it. Yeah, it was good.
Nice one. Okay, great. In that case, let's move on to my next question. I'm gonna stop if everybody have seen that before. I can also share. Let me quickly do and reshare again. If it's okay. The folder. I have these are the images that I mentioned today. So yesterday that I created. So it would have become up something like this or something similar to it. So realistically, we don't want if we didn't invest much time, all they have to do is ask a questions to show some information, generate me a picture based on my requirement. All right, so let's get on with our demonstration. All right, so moving on, I'm going to hit my final questions. So ideally, what I want to do is, so I have done all my researches here. Okay, so imagine, so ideally we are coming end of our project here about finding information about elephant. So we know what this elephant is all about. We saw pictures and we saw, what on a given capacity, how much of elephant can be accommodated. So ideally, I want to submit this information to my next level. So therefore, I'm going to ask them to, Copilot to create an PPTX and including the findings that I mentioned above. So let's see how it's gonna pull the information for me. But in case if not gonna include everything, I can just perfectly drill down, like I said, and go specifically what are the informations I need, what needs to be included, and what's not what is need to be removed. So, but in general, I'm just asking the question, the Copilot to prepare me and PPTX to including all the findings above. So honest, technically, we know what is all about PPTX is going to come up with and summarize version for us. Okay, still is trying to generate in the picture. Just try getting the correct quality. So what I'm going to show you is, I think this the
really wants to create that picture.
Yeah, let it run. But ideally, we should what I want to know is do an PPTX based on the findings above, and then ideally I should be able to extract like how we see the Excel here, on the table where I ask about the elephant lifespan. Yeah, so similarly, I'm trying to include all my researchers into a PPTX. So similarly, how we receive the, well, in fact, it's a PPTX that is coming up. So Excel, how do we see is to extract as I was able to extract data to Excel, and also extract the information based on our findings to an PPTX. So while it's generating, I would like to pick up if there is any questions.
No questions, but essentially, well, actually, I do have one question. Would you need to have access, for example, to ask it to create an Excel file or a PowerPoint file? Those are also all Microsoft products.
Yeah.
Would you have to have access to those in the first place?
No. So in internet world, you can access Copilot, without having access to Microsoft 365. But ideally, essentially, you need to have an account created if you want to go further into it. Let me just quickly open my incognito mode. Now if I browse this across, it's probably going to land into my portal, I believe. No, you don't necessarily need to have an account, but preferably it's good to have an account with it, because like ideally you don't want to lose the information that you are researching on in the internet world. Well, if it is one time, that's perfectly fine, but otherwise you can always visit copilot.microsoft.com, and then you can, based on the example that we went through, you can accept the sharing possibly. Rest you should be able to manage the rest of all the stuff. So as you can see here, you can design a logo like how we create an image, design a logo, how we went through our Enfield example, and there should be like a much more things that we are able to use this freely available version. But I would still suggest to at least to have an regular Microsoft Outlook or Live account just to get the maximum out of these functions, in case if you don't have an M365 account. But like given that if you have an M365 account, it would be beneficial to use the app that is inbuilt within your Office 365 account. All right, so there you go. Let's see what. Okay, that's generated image. Okay, you can download one of these versions. Okay, let's try the one PPTX to see what information is extract. So yeah, so that's the other thing. So that's like a slight downside of it. Like the PPTX that we receive, it's not what you call fancy enough. So which means like we need to just go ahead and do our modification, but we would see the basic information that we extract from the AI tool still will be like popped into an PPTX or to an Word document, depending on what you are asking me for. So yeah, that's
it's still great to use in terms of structuring and stuff like that.
100%.
I mean, AI at this stage is still a tool to help you and support you rather than take over literally everything that you do. We don't want to become obsolete, I suppose. All right, no,
that's everything from my side for now.
That's awesome. Thank you. Very, very thorough introduction to Microsoft Copilot. If we don't have any more questions, I think we'll conclude the session there. And if you guys found this useful, Nusra would be happy to run a further deep dive on Microsoft Copilot for you in the next session. Noor, was your hand up? Did you want to ask something?
No, okay.
Okay, no problem. All right, perfect, guys. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Thank you, Nusri.
Also, cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nusri.
Bye-bye.